Возглавьте молниеносную войну от первых операций вермахта в Испании до покорения всей Европы. Настало время разобраться с Польшей, а затем отплатить Франции и Британии за позор Версальского мира. Вас ждут битвы на просторах от Норвегии до Северной Африки и от Британских островов до Советского Союза. Используя мощь авиации и флота, возьмите под контроль Атлантику и Средиземноморье. Британия должна расстаться с ролью владычицы морей. Овладев Европой, вы получите ключ к священному походу на восток. Сокрушите орды ненавистных большевиков в огне небывалых сражений. Захватив территорию от Атлантики до Урала и от Норвегии до Северной Африки, Рейх
In 1933, Germany embarked on a path of grandiose changes. After the humiliations they have suffered from their defeat in the Great War, the patience of the Germans was exhausted. The German nation rallied around their new leader. Hitler made it clear to the whole world that he was determined to solve all territorial and economic problems caused by the Treaty of Versailles. Because of this treaty, Germany has lost all its colonies, parts of the original German territory, and was obliged to pay huge reparations for the next 80 years. Attempts to resolve it peacefully were met with a strict refusal and military intervention from France. In order to defend its independence, Germany had to start a war.
General Franco has raised an uprising against the communist regime in Spain. I believe it is necessary to help him. This operation will not only strengthen the economic power of the Reich, but will also provide an opportunity to test new types of weapons. A quick victory will certainly strengthen our position in the global political scene, but this is not our main goal. Unfortunately, the international situation does not allow us to intervene openly. Therefore, volunteering corps will deploy in Spain under your command. Take off immediately. The troops are waiting for you.
Yes, my Führer.
It is necessary to gain a foothold in order to be able to deploy forces. The Republicans have left a very weak garrison to guard this airfield. Let's begin by capturing it. Select an infantry unit by clicking on it with the left mouse button. Then you can issue commands to the unit. Attack the airfield guards. In most cases, units are able to attack one time per turn. Capture the airfield. To do this, move the unit towards the hexagon with the flag. Only land units can capture objects. The airfield is ours. Perfect. The Luftwaffe will immediately transfer additional air forces to this airfield. In order to transfer non-infantry troops, it is necessary to capture the railroad station. Use the attack aircraft to blast away the enemy force from the station and then occupy it with infantry. Choose a tactical bomber. Bomb the enemy by clicking on it with the left mouse button. The aircraft can attack ground targets located in the same hexagon as them. Following the attack on the ground target, the bomber can move one hexagon and give others the opportunity to attack. Move the plane aside. Choose another bomber. Attack the enemy. Take the second bomber off the side of an attack. Choose an infantry unit. In most cases, troops are only able to move once per turn. Capture the station. Excellent. Now, our heavy units could be relocated in here. Now we need artillery support. It is necessary to capture the primary supply depot to ensure the successful resupply of our troops. From there, logistical supplies can be sent to all other supply depots. Initially, shell it with artillery, and then attack with the infantry. Choose an artillery unit. Shell your enemy. Select an infantry unit. Finish off your weekend. When not in transit mode, towed artillery can move 1 hexagon per turn. While in transit mode, it can move much further. However, when in transit mode, towed artillery is very vulnerable. Choose an artillery unit. Capture the supply depot. Excellent! The bridgehead have been seized. Press the end turn button to proceed to the next phase of the operation. Press end turn button. General Staff to the Commander of the Condor Legion. In order to proceed, you need to establish control over the following key strategic points. Las Ventas. To ensure further advance, take over the Republican supply depot. Brunet. Taking this important transport junction will allow you to possess a useful airfield close to Madrid. While in Madrid, capture the city's airport, the railroad station, and the main supply depot of the Republican Army. Faithful to Franco, the garrison of Toledo keeps control of the city with defiance. Rescue the city. The Republican Army has not yet recovered from its defeat. The current situation is favorable for your weapons specialist. Oberst Holzer will help you master the experimental machinery that came from the novel military.
Icons next to a unit allow you to quickly get important information about it. If the selected unit does not move during the current turn, the canister icon will be green. If it moves, the icon will be grey. Similarly, the cartridge icon shows if the unit has made an attack during this move. The red color of icons indicates that either the fuel or ammo in that particular unit has been depleted. Your army is comprised of the core and auxiliary forces. You can distinguish between the two by the color of the figures denoting the strength of the unit. A core unit is indicated by green color. An auxiliary unit is indicated by yellow. The auxiliary forces are given for one mission only. The core forces will accompany you through the campaign, gaining strength through battles. You will be able to improve them and equip them with additional equipment. These units are the ones that should be primarily protected. Anti-aircraft artillery is a powerful and versatile weapon. Not only is it capable to shield your vulnerable facilities against air attacks, but it can also effectively combat ground targets. Large caliber anti-aircraft guns are also great for destroying tanks. Fighter planes are needed for gaining air superiority, as well as for protecting ground forces and bomber aircraft. Keep your fighter planes close to the units that you want to protect. Enemy aircraft will return fire as soon as they are attacked. Air weaponry also allows fighters to attack ground targets, although with a low efficiency. Artillery is the basis of the firepower of the troops. It can pave the way for maneuvering forces or weaken the enemy's attack for artillery fire support. Due to the long firing range of artillery, it can inflict damage on enemy units beyond the limits of their firing range. Use artillery barrage before assaulting enemy fortified positions. Remember though, artillery is vulnerable to ground and aerial attacks, so it needs to be protected. As an officer, you must lead your troops from the forefront. Despite its low firepower, your headquarters is an extremely valuable unit on the battlefield. It is an effective command and control of troops that determines the outcome of the entire battle. As you pick up new administrative skills, you will be able to provide significant benefits to your unit situated in the headquarters action zone. If the headquarters is lost, the whole operation will be considered as a failure. Recon units are able to seek out the enemy from afar and can also locate ambush sites. You can give the reconnaissance unit the order to advance more than once per turn, as long as you still have movement points. Once the reconnaissance sees the enemy, it automatically stops, and then it can move towards any direction. Reconnaissance is extremely important in an offensive, since it provides you full awareness about the presence of the enemy unit, thus making your attack more effective. Bombers are flying artillery and clear the way for our tanks. They can provide emergency support for the ground forces wherever needed. Do not leave your bombers without protection. Remember, they are prime target for enemy fighter planes. Infantry solidifies the success achieved by the rest of the forces. Use infantry units to escort tanks, assault and defend cities, as well as for special missions in mountainous and wooded terrain. This is the only type of troop that can fire its weapons when it crosses rivers and that can be transported by air. Panzerwaffe is the basis of the Wehrmacht. Tanks are ideal for an offensive on an open terrain. Our tank forces have an advantage of tenacity and speed. Use them to quickly capture enemy positions, breach through the enemy defenses, pursue and annihilate him. Assaults in cities into positions of entrenched infantry forces will lead to high losses in tank units. This unit is on the verge of defeat. Send the unit to the station that is connected by the railway to our primary depot in order for it to be reinforced. This unit has no ammo. Move it within the zone of action of the supply depot where you can resupply it. Rare echelon troops will deliver ammo to the units during the supply phase. You unit has been withdrawn from the supply depot support zone. The delivery of supplies to the unit has been stopped. This unit will not last long on its own supplies. In order to rearm, the aircraft has to land at an airfield. Troops crossing water barriers are very vulnerable. You can either make sure there is no enemy nearby before they do, or provide protection for them during crossing. While in their water obstacle, all troops except infantry lose their fighting ability.